Good morning, and welcome to our continuing series on homeopathy with our dear friend Dr. Pachegaonkar. Namaste. Today we take up the very important subject of food allergies. So many people have intolerance to so many different foods. I know, for example, wheat is a problem for some people, and well, there are just so many. Why don't you take us through?
Basically, allergy is hyperimmune response, means the system overreacts. In food allergies, there are innumerable allergies nowadays, very common, and it's a fashion to call it a lactose intolerance. And it's so surprising that even infants are said to be intolerant of mother's milk, which is supposed to be the best source of energy and immunity. And from very first day, the infant is labeled as having lactose intolerance, and that too for mother's milk, which is surprising.
Yes.
But there are conditions where the child, even the elderly persons, they are allergic to certain type of food. And lactose intolerance is one of them. One can be allergic to different sections of food, the varieties of food, and that too, that allergy one may develop at any time of the life, not necessarily from birth. So therefore, the approach to the treatment of such allergies is very common, that we have to desensitize the person against these allergies.
Oh.
So the commonest we get is lactose intolerance, especially in children. They are allergic, sometimes they are allergic to citrus fruits. So then they are deprived of the advantages of that kind of food. Therefore, we should treat it. Otherwise, some people say, oh, if lactose intolerance is there, you just don't drink milk or milk products. And therefore, whole life you won't have any issue. But then the person will be deprived of the benefits of those varieties of food. Basically, it is a hyperimmune response or a overreaction. So in homeopathy, we don't diagnose like to what the person is allergic to, and because of what he is allergic to. We make it very simple that in the proving, we have some drugs which have symptoms of this type in proving in healthy human beings. For example, we have one drug called natrum carb. It is from sodium carbonate. It is prepared, and once it is potentized and given to healthy human beings, those provers have developed an allergy to milk. They just can't tolerate milk, and for no reason. So this remedy sets it right. But at the same time, what we do is there should be no turmoil. If the person has developed an allergy against some food, we start giving it in miniature doses. So the person develops a sort of, we won't call it resistance, but develops a acclimatization for that type of food, and then person stops being allergic to it. So person can sustain it, and this is what we have done with the lactose intolerance. So what we do is we give our homeopathic medicine based on constitution. Along with that, we start giving in a miniature dose, like drops of milk, then milk products in a very, very small dose, and slowly, in the course of few months, the person ceases to be allergic to that type of food.
The body acclimatizes.
Yes. And there are so many other factors also which are responsible. Basically, digestion is something which is controlled centrally by our mind.
Yes.
So we have cases where irritable bowel syndrome, they unnecessarily start identifying what are the things which the person is allergic to. because if a certain type of food is causing loose motion. In food allergies, mainly the loose motion is the commonest
Oh,
presentation, but there are even skin symptoms also which come. There are some people who develop respiratory allergies based on food intake. But mainly it is the general state of immunity of the person which is responsible for such allergies. If the suppose for a simple example, if the person is not sleeping well or mentally he lacks in tranquility, so he tends to develop such food allergies. So we have seen such cases where, so first thing what we do is we try to regularize the lifestyle of the person. So in first instance, as we advocate the lifestyle, that one should drink enough water before food, eat slowly, eat fresh food, eat food in proper combination, proper timings, and a quantity, as well as one should have proper sleep and some sort of breathing exercises where those breathing exercises can bring little bit of tranquility in the person. So all these four factors together integrally when we approach, definitely the person is helped in overcoming the allergies with homeopathic medicines.
what about very simple case, someone who loves chocolate and breaks out on the skin?
Yes, that's what. Actually, we consider that if the allergy is reflected on the skin, relatively the person is healthy. Instead of developing loose motion or directly the breathlessness, the things are thrown on the periphery. So we have certain remedies where these indications are there on the skin. We give those remedies. At the same time, we try to study the whole genesis of allergy. Because if person is eating with food or after food, the presentation will be different. If the person is taking such things on empty stomach, the sensitivity level is different. So based on that, we give homeopathic medicines. But many times what happens, what we call one-sided diseases, where the person doesn't have any other complaint, but only this is the only complaint. And if that foodstuff is not essential, we may just try to because sometimes you don't know whether it is a chocolate per se or some preservatives they add to the chocolate which person is allergic. Because finally if some toxic material is put as an preservative, then why should we train the person to tolerate something which is toxic to the body?
Got it.
But if it is like milk, which is supposed to be the great source of energy and easily available, then we do treat it on war footing. But if it is something trivial like say certain chocolate, and if we suspect that it is the preservative which has caused the allergy, then we just suggest that you can avoid eating such things.
Now we hear a lot about gluten-free diets. Could you comment on that?
That again, it's recently been there.
Yes,
Gluten-free
quite
diet.
recently.
But what happens, we lose easily available food if you can't eat. And when it's a very simple logic that when 10 people tolerate it, why can't you tolerate it? When normal 10 people around you are able to tolerate it or sustain it, then why can't you tolerate it? So that is definitely an abnormality in you. So there would be no end to it. Sometimes, gluten-free diet, then fat-free diet, then protein-free diet, then carbohydrate-free diet, then what will you? So adaptability has to be such that whatever is available around you, whatever is harvested around you in that season should be sustained by every healthy person. So there the homeopathic approach is same. We study this allergic response, at the same time we study the whole evolution of the person from childhood, and based on that we give constitutional remedy
Mm.
along with acute remedy, which will be taking care of the acute symptoms because of allergy, and then slowly the person will be desensitized against those allergies.
Now, I have been taking almond milk recently. I still take milk, but I take more almond milk. And this is a new thing also, fairly new. Is it a good thing?
Yeah. See, almond itself is a good thing. Then milk prepared out of it also is equally good.
Yes.
But you see, there are like soya milk, the groundnut, peanut milk. So these are all extracts of the same food, which can be availed in that form.
Ah,
So they are very good. But we can't suggest someone that if you are allergic to cow's milk, you can have this as an alternative. As a choice, it's fine. But we can't suggest as a doctor that okay, if you are not tolerating cow's milk, you go for almond milk. But almond milk, only the best thing in almond is that the omega 3 omega 6 combination is better than like groundnut milk. So definitely we advise it, but at the same time we shouldn't have that conditioning. Whether you take direct almond and all those ingredients are available by your body, or you have convert it into milk form and then take it. It's an individual, choice and availability, but nothing wrong in it.
but it seems that these days there's some question about the quality of the milk and the food given to the cows. Very often it's they're injected with
Yes, that's
antibiotics and things like that.
no, not only that, to just yield more milk, they are giving direct lactation promoting hormones, and definitely that sort of milk is not healthy milk. Not healthy milk at all. At the same time, there are some milk products which are prepared by addition of some preservative material. That also is not good. So like they have milk powder. Now, of course, milk powder is what we call a system where it helps when there is a paucity of milk or nutrient material in some hills and all to transport the shelf life. So it's a good thing, but as a routine, it cannot be replacement for the fresh milk. It cannot be replacement for the fresh milk. At the same time, depending upon the what cows are fed, I have seen that when this Parthenium grass became abundant in India, and cows and buffaloes, they did not have anything else to eat, so they were grazing with Parthenium grass, and that Parthenium grass is very bitter, so even milk started tasting bitter. So definitely it's not good, but at the same time it must be like very rare occasion where the feeding of cows must be erroneous, because that will again affect the cow's health also. So we presume that cow is properly fed and that milk is available for human consumption.
So here in India, we may be more fortunate because the milk is always fresh. Almost always.
Yes. Milk is always fresh because powdered milk is not the entity which is available in India. Only there are few products like Amul and all where abundance of milk is there. Then it is stored in the form of powdered milk. Otherwise, like 90% consumption must be of fresh milk.
I see. So, what are the remedies that you use to treat severe allergies?
So it depends. Like if the presentation is on the skin, we have cuprum metallicum as a remedy, which is just a copper, but that is a potentized form. Then we consider that there are some nosors which are used, like tuberculinum. Then we have certain remedies like arsenicum album. Then we have some remedies prepared from plants like rus venatum. Then we have some remedies prepared from animal products also, like calcarea carb and all, which for lactose intolerance, as I told, like natrum carb. So depending upon the presentation, we have host of
You
remedies.
have quite a few remedies, yes.
It's like must be, the range would be more than 100 remedies.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. People who have severe cough from an allergy and congestion in the chest, is that it's a serious problem?
Oh yes. See, like for example, we have a remedy called antimonium crudum. Now this is a remedy where, like we say, apple. If the person becomes allergic to apple and develops sort of hyperacidity as well as respiratory allergy, we give antimonium tartaricum, antimonium crudum. These are the preparations from antimony. They are immensely helpful.
I see. Oh. Well, this has been quite a session. We've covered a lot on allergies, and perhaps the next time we could do the body's adjustment to heat.
Sure.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.